You get started. I just have to go to the
Hello,
washroom real quick.
everybody. It's Trisha Lee, and I'm here with my partner, Larry. You got to step away, Larry? Go ahead.
Yeah, just 5 minutes.
Pause yourself,
I'll
water.
let you go.
Welcome to our hangout on disruptive technology. Today's topic is going to be on a part of the internet. We did a hangout as part of this series on specifically the internet as a disruptive technology. And it's such, well, we actually, during that hangout, we're talking about how the internet is the most disruptive technology that's ever existed that in the history of mankind. It's an amazing what the information superhighway has. Hello, William.
Mom, what can you do with the kids' phone?
No, if that's,
Mom,
sorry, just excuse. Sorry about that. My apologies. He had a very important inquiry to make, so I just had to mute myself out there for a second and deal with that situation. And yeah, Larry, I think he's having a situation at his own place there. So we were talking about the internet as a disruptive technology on a previous hangout, and we discussed how it's the world's greatest ever disruptive technology. It's virtually like having a library in your pocket when you get these smartphones out and you can access the internet. So there's different parts of the internet that have different like search engines are a big part of the internet, which is looking for what you have, and then there's what the search engines take you to, which is there's a lot of blog posts and there's a lot of different types of info sites and basically video sites, picture sites, and basically the world is at your fingertips. And specifically tonight, we wanted to talk about social media because it is an integral part of the internet and it is a growing part of the internet, and it's like the internet is this big jungle and they're like the kind of the clearing. Social media is kind of the clearing in the middle where everybody reaches out from to or kind of is where everybody gathers, and it's like this connection point that we all make. And then we can bring in resources from the rest of the jungle to social media in the clearing, and like fruits and like maybe like leaves and stuff to build our shelters or whatever kind of thing. So it's all this resources brought into social media from other sites by sharing links and pictures and videos, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so there's all these amazing, amazing websites that allow you to interact with each other and do all this cool stuff, which makes up social media. Please do not come shake keys on the hand. Sorry about that. So there's all these amazing sites like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and a lot of these sites started out as being like these really cool chat forums and ability to share all of these resources that the internet has with our friends and family. And then it kind of blossomed from there to be an invaluable resource for businesses to connect with their customers. And so there's this amazing ability for people from all over the globe to be able to interact with one another. Even this Google Hangout is a form of social media. And so with all of these social media connections going on all the time, it's really, really changed the way that human beings communicate. Like it's really, 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 really disruptive to our typical way of lives. I think we can point to all different kinds of things that we see going on that is a big shift in the culture. Now what? Sorry, here we go again. Constant interruptions. But at least Larry's back with us. So, going on more about social media and how it affects our culture. It's pretty intense. I heard Gary Vanderchuck. I'm not really good at pronouncing interesting names like his. I forget where he's from, but I was listening to him talking about driving, and he's like, for the first time since I was 17 years old, I drive with both hands on the steering wheel because you people are not looking at the road, you're looking at your phones. And probably most people that are looking at their phones are, it was this whole thing about texting and driving. They'll be texting and driving, but I bet you now a high percentage of those people that are checking their phones are on some kind of social media platform, be it Instagram or Pinterest or Facebook, checking their statuses, looking at their pictures, seeing how many people like their posts and this and that. And yeah, it's a little bit dangerous out there at times, because having this tool of the internet and access to all our friends and family via social media all over the world in the palm of our hand, it's so irresistible that we actually at times as a human race put ourselves in danger in order to be able to make these connections. So it has its like any disruptive technology that we've talked about on this hangout, there's positives and then there's negatives in regards to the effects. In some cases, the scales tip to one side or the other, and I think with social media, it's definitely tipped to the side of being generally a good thing, a great thing for people. It's an awesome tool in so many ways for our ability to just connect. It's a connection thing. However, some people out there do argue that people are having a lack of real in-depth real in-depth connection with face-to-face time and stuff like that, because we spend so much time staring into the palm of our hands or into some screen, be it not just computer screen looking at the internet, but television and maybe some sort of gaming system. And so anyway, that some people do argue that it's having a very detrimental effect. And I think that there is a small argument for that, but I think overall, social media is an absolutely amazing and wonderful thing for people all over the world, and absolutely love it. I'm addicted, I must admit. I'm just opening up myself into some new platforms. I've just started an Instagram account, and I really don't understand what exactly it is. I understand it's a photo social media where it's very similar to Facebook, except it's strictly photos, I believe. I think you can put videos on there now. I'm just scratching the surface of the possibilities that Instagram offers. However, I've been on other sites like Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest for between 6 months and a year, I guess, and I've been exploring what these websites can do, and I am so absolutely excited about what an amazing tool that social media can be for disruptive technology. Because I think when a disruptive technology is being developed, in the past, it was very, very hard to get the word out about your new ideas. And now, with the flow of information being so fast, there is definitely such a huge opportunity to be able to get your product out there faster. When you look at a site like Kickstarter, which isn't exactly, well, it kind of is a social media site in a big way, because it really does it shows it shows how you can. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. It happens. I'm having one of those days. A little bit of distractions going on, but yeah. So because you usually want to get your idea out there and to be able to show it to people and stuff like that. It's so much easier now, whereas having the necessity for extensive travel or long telephone conversations has dwindled to just about zero, because now we can simply put a YouTube video out there saying, this is our product, this is our idea. Oh yeah, I was talking about Kickstarter before. This is our product, this is our idea. Flood websites like Facebook and Pinterest and Twitter and I guess Instagram now, Tumblr, all these amazing websites. You can flood them with your information using a tactic called syndication, and that's just basically, you can take a piece of content, maybe it's an article describing your product, or maybe it's kind of an ad format displaying the benefits and features of your product, or a video where you talk about the feature, or even a Google Hangout like this, which is a recording. Like after we're done with this, I can easily take the link from this video that's been recorded and share it on all these different platforms and websites and blog sites, and be able to get the word out there about what we're doing. And actually, I should be doing a lot more of that, and we probably have more interaction on our Hangout, with more guests appearing and more viewers participating. And we're really excited, because we know eventually this is going to catch on. We're talking about stuff that people do care about, that people do want to talk about, and they want to hear about it. So in the future, for sure, we're going to get lots more engagement and participation from, I think, some pretty high caliber people are going to be able to come in here and share. And maybe some people that are unknown right now will be joining us, and then at some point in the future we'll be looking back and going, oh wow, look at this old Google Hangout that I found from like 3 years ago that has this guy, and now he's a millionaire with this amazing technology and company that he started. So we're totally looking forward to connecting with and having people like that on this social media platform, the Google Hangout platform. And I think it's the best one, personally. It's my favorite. I've been watching intently as people run these Google Hangouts and do training and provide value, and just sometimes just goofing off. It's wildly entertaining and fascinating what is possible with Google Hangouts. So we know that this is going to grow and just be absolutely amazing, but these things take time. And that's one of the things about social media, is that if you are going to try to promote your disruptive technology using social media, you really have to put a commitment there that you're going to be active on whatever platform you choose. And I'm going to pass it over to Larry so I can get a drink here, and he's going to talk about platform that he's been exploring called LinkedIn, which is more specifically for business. So it didn't really, I set up a LinkedIn account, but it didn't really turn my crank. I'm much more carefree and I have a hard time taking things seriously, and I found the LinkedIn platform that people take themselves pretty seriously there. It's very, very businessy, so I didn't really enjoy my time there, spend a lot of time. But Larry's been interested in it. He's a very technical kind of person, and so he can geek out with some people on LinkedIn about the technology that we're developing. So Larry, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about LinkedIn as a social media platform?
Well, I really didn't even know that that's what it was, and it's pretty great, because the thing I like about it is, you know, with Facebook, with email, and with all these other things, I think MySpace and what's that new one that we just started working with? I think the LinkedIn one is really cool, because when I was, as I've always done, over the years with dealing with intellectual property and ideas and inventions that I've come up with, I've always accessed people that are have more education than I do. And so education in the way of formal education, engineering, physics, that sort of thing. And with LinkedIn, it's really cool because you can pretty much just search for someone who's in solar, for example, and it'll come up with every option for solar. Anybody who's into solar, it can be anything from selling solar panels to actually designing solar cells. And so it's a really huge spectrum, and I love it because it makes it a lot easier for me to connect. And that's a cool thing, is able to connect with the right people right off the bat, rather than like the old days. You used to phone up the company, talk to a receptionist, who'd put you in touch with the boss, who'd put you in touch with the guy at the parts counter, and it'd be stupid because you'd be going from person to person to person, not getting the information you're looking for. Whereas LinkedIn, you know who those people are. They come up right away, so you don't have to connect with them. However, there are people within their organization that you might want to connect with, and boom, it's right there. And yeah, I'm just kind of learning how it works. Actually, I really like the way it works, and I've connected with a lot of people, and I've invited several of these people to join us on this Google Hangout to start establishing our mastermind. It's taking a while, you know. Trish and I are part of our mastermind for King Sunshine Solar Systems, and I'd like to add even more people to it that are harmonious with our thought process towards the environment and towards new technology, making electricity, for example, with the solar heat collector that King Sunshine has. That's our baby. That's our technology. I know there's a lot of people that once they see the next test that's coming up here pretty soon, we're just waiting for some pretty fancy schmancy parts to show up. Stuff I didn't even imagine that I would need for this invention, but through perseverance I discovered these parts. So they're on their way. Some are coming from China, and some are coming from the United States for us to try until to see which one is going to work the best. And once those parts are here, just wait, and you'll see what this thing really does on our website over the next, hopefully over the next few weeks, you know, weather permitting. We've had some great sunshine here. It's just killing me because I'm waiting for parts. When it's sunny, it drives me nuts. Then I get the parts together, and then we get a week of rain, and I'm all ready to go, and I'm like trying to blow the clouds away. Anyways, back to your point. LinkedIn is really cool, and I like it a lot.
Larry was just, and I wanted to talk about our project too. Larry was just talking about our solar power startup company that has some new disruptive technology, and you can take a look at that on our website at kingSSS.ca, kingsss.ca, and so I'm super excited to be learning all of this stuff about social media, because once we have a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit, a little more sophisticated of a proof kind of evidence of our technology's awesomeness, which I've been seeing for years and years and years, but hasn't been available for other people to really see. Like what you can see on the website, it gives you an idea of what we're trying to do. However, we haven't quite done it yet, so I'm looking forward to exploding light bulbs, or at least lighting them up super bright, and being able to take that demonstration video and syndicate it and be able to share it on the internet and turn it into something that goes viral. And so there's this term that I've been learning about through Project AWOL's training that they talk about called viral sustainability. And in social media, viral sustainability is king. So you need to, or what you want to do on a social media platform is you really want to be engaging people. And because people deep down inside, generally, as much as we're like I look at myself and my motivation for this solar power company. Yeah, oh, I want to change the world. I want to make the world a better place for everybody's children and not have to burn so many fossil fuels and put out carbon monoxide, which is poison. I don't really care about carbon dioxide, but these vehicles that, or any motorized system that burns fossil fuels puts out carbon monoxide, and it's super poison as well as other toxins. And so, yeah, definitely want to get rid of pollution and use the technology for that. But really, deep down, what it really started from is that I love my utility bill. I love that I can turn on the light and it comes on, or press the button on the microwave and my food gets hot. I really love that. And so I love that the utility companies give me that ability to do those things. However, I'm not a big fan of getting and paying that bill every month. That kind of stings. And so it was like, how can I get away from having to do that? And so I was looking at solar panels as an option, and that's where the idea came. Well, if we took a big magnifying glass and focused it on these solar panels, would they make more power? And so when we got a magnifying lens, a Fresnel lens, and we started messing around with it, we realized right away that we would just light them on fire or melt them. So deep down, the motivation that idea came from was the fact that I didn't want to have to pay a utility bill, or at least I wanted to pay a reduced amount on my utility bill. And so deep down inside, we're all kind of selfish. There's that selfish motivation for just about everything that we do. And we're either going towards pleasure or going away from pain. And so on social media, it's super important to engage the other people there. So you want to be like asking questions, and you want to be spreading the love, people. Like, be very generous with the likes and the sharing, promoting other people's stuff, because when you do that for them, first of all, they start paying attention to you and be like, oh wow, this person actually, you know, liked my stuff or shared my stuff. Who is this? And then they start, you know, seeing who you are, and so that gets you out there so people know about you. And like I said earlier, is that it's super important if you want to promote your disruptive technology on any of these social media platforms, LinkedIn, Pinterest, wherever you're doing this, you really want to have people engaged with it. You want to have those likes and shares and comments on there, because that's how you create this viral sustainability. So in order to get anything in life, first we have to give, and that's just the law of the universe, that if you want to get something, you better start giving it right away, whatever it is. So if you want to get people on social media paying attention to your posts or whatever, your disruptive technology that you're promoting or trying to educate people about, then you have to really be willing to stay active on your social media platform, whichever one it might be. You have to be active. So you really, really want to be going in there on a daily basis and engaging with people, because another thing about people, especially in the information age, is we are very ADD. So, you know, if you're not there every day being like, hey, I'm still working, like we're doing these hangouts every day to let people know that, hey, we're here, we're doing something, and we want you to know about it, and we want you to tell your friends about it. and we want you to pay attention. And a lot of times it's a slow burn where you got to stoke the fire before it gets hot, right? So you have to be engaged on a daily basis. And although you may not be getting any of the likes and shares back right away, it does come back to you. And sometimes, it takes a while for the fire to heat up. And so you want to always be stoking that fire. So you want to be on your chosen social media platform every day, just making sure, hey guys, I know, because like I say, as a society, we're a little bit ADD, and so if you're gone for a week, if you're not there posting or liking or sharing other people's stuff for a week, people forget about you. Like, you're out of sight, out of mind. So if you are going to try to promote your disruptive technology using social media, it's super important to stay engaged. So you want to do your best to be there on a daily basis. Like with the LinkedIn thing, I think it's definitely a different animal. But I know with most of the other sites that are more well, Facebook is the most popular social media site. Google has got their Google Plus. It's a wider use site, but they're known as a search engine, so it's not quite as probably has an equal amount of users, but there's not as much activity, I find, going on there. It's getting more all the time, and I think that the Google Plus platform will overtake Facebook as a social media monster because it actually has some additional features that I think are like a lot cooler, like these Google Hangouts. And I think Facebook is working on something similar. However, I just see Google Plus as a growing animal, and Facebook maybe not so much. Some people have gotten, that I've talked to, that I know of, have gotten a little worn out on the Facebook a little bit. Gary Vaynerchuk, again, I mentioned him before because he's kind of my social media go-to guy, that he always seems to be up and up on what's the next big thing, and hence why I started an Instagram account, which you can check out at Trisha Lee Vanek and see pictures of me and my horsies. So I just opened this Instagram account, and it has a lot to do with Gary Vaynerchuk talking about it's the next big thing, and he's talking about another one that I'm looking at, but it looks like I need one of these fancy smartphones, which I don't have right now. Because I don't really want one. I got a home phone, and I'm not really big on people being able to call me at the farm, because when I'm at the farm, I want to be at the farm, and there's, not supposed to be telephones out at the farm. I don't know, just I'm kind of weird that way. I guess I could just leave it in my car while I'm there, but anyway. So Gary Vaynerchuk talks about Instagram being like this next big thing, and so yeah, definitely I was like, okay, well, let's sign up for that. And he was talking about something else I wanted to share with you, but it kind of slipped my mind. It'll come back to me. So yeah, definitely what we want to do using social media, and I'm going across a few different sites that I'm trying to use so that I can have that syndication that I talked about, because you want to be able to put your content on all different kinds of sites. And so I'm dabbling in a bunch, and I'm not I'm thinking that to me the Google Plus site looks like it's the next big thing, but to Gary Vaynerchuk, he was talking about Instagram and this other site called Snapchat being the going concern. So my point was, and I can't remember what it was I wanted to share from what I heard from him, but my point is that it's super important to, on most of these social network sites, is to be social. So I talked about liking and sharing and commenting on other people's posts, but it's also super important that you don't do this like non-stop promotion. There's I'm not sure who came up with this, but there's a lot of different people that talk about when on social media sites, and like I say, I think that LinkedIn is different, but on social media sites like Facebook and Twitter and stuff, you really want to, and Google Plus, you want to follow this 80-20 rule where 80% of your content is just fun, interesting stuff that you're sharing from other people, and then 20% can be promoting your disruptive technology. Because people get really wore out on someone that's constantly like, look at my solar project, look at my solar project, look at my solar project, look at my solar project. If every post on your page or on your profile is about your business, probably you're not going to get a lot of followers or a lot of likes, a lot of engagement, because people consider that as spam. And when I started on the internet, I was like, it was so funny because I got this something called the email autoresponder, which doesn't really have, it's kind of a social media thing, but not really, because it's just email, right? So anyway, I got this email thing, and I was sending out these emails to these people that subscribe to this kind of newsletter that I have. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the description of this video, there's a Mo Money Mummy website, and you can subscribe to my newsletter there, and that'll send you links, regular links to these hangouts that we're producing. So you can check that out. Not till after the broadcast, but so if you're watching live, that won't be there yet. But if you come back to the recording of the hangout, then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, then you can subscribe to my, maybe I should put it closer to the top, but I think there's a way to subscribe via the King Sunshine account. There should, if there isn't, I should put a way there to subscribe. But anyway, I'm still learning and putting all the pieces together, so I've got, I tend to be very, anyway, let's not go there. So it's really important that you follow this 80-20 rule, where 80% of your content is just like, hey, how's it going, and being really personable and friendly and just being yourself. Being yourself, but sharing more about, you know, your hobbies and your interests, and you know, it's okay to share about work and situations, but I see a lot of people on social media that are doing crazy things, because, like, I'm going to get into this, but they put the craziest stuff up. Like, there was this girl, and I love her, and I should probably confront her about this because I haven't said anything, but she posts on there, oh my gosh, beware Facebook friends, there's pedophiles on Facebook, la 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 la, blah 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 blah, and then the next post is a whole bunch of pictures of her baby, and I'm like, no. And then you get other people that are complaining about, oh, my back hurts, my leg hurts, or I'm at the hospital, and my philosophy in life is that you get what you give. So if you're giving out information on Facebook or on Google Plus about, like, this gruesome car crash where there's, like, arms and legs, or like this plane crash site or whatever, if that's what you're posting out there and sharing with people, like, you're attracting a bunch of yuckiness in your life. So I definitely recommend that on any social media, keep it light and positive. It's social media. It's not doomsday media. Like, and so, yeah, that was something I totally wanted to get into with the power of social media and being able to create something viral in a way that makes the world a better place. I think it's such an awesome tool for spreading the ideas of hope and peace and love in the world, and I see most people on most social media platforms are doing exactly that. The people that are, you know, worried about pedophiles or posting about their trip to the hospital or their surgery or whatever, they're few and far between, and I don't know. I think that those kind of things are better left private, and I don't know. It's very fascinating what goes on there. But I truly see the social media world as being an amazing tool for changing human consciousness. Like, it's unbelievably amazing how quickly people can be connected on these websites, and if we can just all stay positive and share a message of hope and focus on solutions and avoid the problems, um, that is, I think, the secret to just utopia, really. Um, there's so much more love in the world than hate. Unfortunately, some of the power mongers like to focus on hate. So, but I think through social media, we can like totally turn that around. And I think that it's happening slowly. And I think it's kind of like having this snowball effect where it's like growing and growing. Like I'm involved in this it's mainly through Facebook, but it's this a group of women that are called the Superwomen Elite. And it's just this amazing group of women that are there lifting each other up. Like I experienced that in some other areas of my life, like in the music community. I have some of these amazing women that are my friends and that I admire and that I totally look up to and that I love, and that there's mutual respect. However, I notice in mainstream society, there's a lot of like jealousy and cattiness among women. But in this group that I found, it's like 2,000 women that are all come together in this group, and we're all promoting like girl power. It's the super women, right? So it's all about girl power, and I think that thing is just insane. It's like all these women, all different shapes and sizes and colors and religions, and they've all come together, and we're basically on this mission together to just try and spread the message to women of like, let's stop comparing ourselves to one another. Let's recognize our own greatness. Let's recognize our own awesome characteristics, our own amazing abilities and talents, and stop comparing yourself to others, because we have to realize that we all have different talents and abilities, and that one is not better than the other. We're equal. And like,
I'm not sure where you went, Trish. I was listening to you talking. You just kind of froze up. I don't know if you lost your internet connection, but yeah, it is pretty amazing with the internet and how social media has really opened up so many doors for communicating on so many different levels of business and personal. I know there's a few things about some of the platforms, such as Facebook, that can be a little tricky. I noticed that there are some people that saying that they're someone that they really aren't. So I guess there's impersonators on Facebook. They maybe should be on face mask. And I'm sure that probably holds true for all some other um, platforms of social media. I'm not sure. This is really Trish's expertise in her area of expertise.
I'm back. And as much as we love social media, it's not perfect. I tell you, I've spent hours waiting for a video to load on Facebook, and it can be frustrating. So yeah, it's not a perfect technology. We just cut out there and So these Google Hangouts, they're not perfect. Actually, I think that the technology is probably pretty near perfect, but the internet signal that goes out around the globe is not always reliable in all spots. And for some reason here in Alberta, Canada, we seem to, we're in rural Alberta, both Larry and I, so we seem to have a little bit more issues with internet than some of the other people that I've seen out there on the internet that do these hangouts on a regular basis. They don't seem to have as many. But I have seen other people freeze off or lose their, have to start over again and make a part two. It happens. So we're back and we're talking about social media. Larry is very new to kind of social media stuff, so I've been dominating the conversation tonight. But did you have anything you wanted to add or any thoughts on my babbling?
Is email social media?
Not really. It's not really. It's Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr. A lot of these blogging platforms are social media, but LinkedIn is social media for sure. There's dating ones. There's ones for moms. There's all kinds of different sites that are more focused, that are smaller. But yeah, Facebook and Google Plus are the big ones. And I know you've been learning a little bit about Facebook. Sorry, there's a bug. Bug. I know you've been learning a little bit about Facebook and what was the other one? Google Plus. You finally got a Gmail account. So, well, you've had it for a while, but you're using it more. So, yeah, so kind of, in a way, email is a little bit because Google is just this amazing creature where they have this Google Plus platform that is very much social media, and then you also have email, and you have this awesome video site, which we call YouTube, and you have the calendar. Like, there's so many, and there's stuff that Google has that I don't even know about. They have their advertising platform. It's just this awesome animal. But do you have anything to share about what you've seen or heard or learned about Facebook, Google+, and those kind of places?
Yeah, I was just wondering, how do you know that somebody's not impersonating someone else on Facebook? Did you hear me?
I have no idea.
Oh, so it's kind of a hit and miss. So you could be searching for. That was the only question I had.
No, I didn't ask you if you had a question. I said, did you have any comments or anything to share about what you've learned about social media platforms?
Oh, okay.
Can you share what you've learned, if anything?
Yeah. What did I learn? I guess one thing I find interesting is when you have friends on Facebook, you know every detail of what they're doing by what they put onto their Facebook page. I know I'm not exactly sure how it works yet because I've been I haven't used it a lot. I haven't used it as much as I use LinkedIn. But I noticed that when I open my Facebook page, I get all these messages, and I wouldn't even call them messages. It's like postings of what all these people that are part of my friends' group, what they do. And it seems like it's kind of fascinating how what people do is they just make comments to other things that other people do. And some of the comments, yeah, I kind of laugh at, and it's actually kind of amusing. But I'm not sure how that. I don't get a lot out of Facebook. It's probably because I really don't get it. Whereas with LinkedIn, I understand the objective of LinkedIn. It's almost like everybody's resume is on there, so it's more work-minded, and you know a lot more of the individual that's on there. and you can kind of do background checks on them and stuff. But I don't know. I notice I've got people on my Facebook that I don't even know who they are, and they make these comments and stuff, and I'm like, who is this person? That's the main thing I've kind of noticed about it. I'm not all too familiar with the Facebook.
Well, yeah. I can remember like over a year ago, before either of us was using Facebook or LinkedIn or any of this stuff. Larry's actually an internet veteran. When we did our hangout talking about internet, he discussed dial-up connections and chat rooms and web crawler and all this stuff from when the internet first started. He was there at the beginning. And so he's a longtime user of the internet, and I'm actually brand new. I got on the internet just over a year ago, and so I've been on Facebook about a year, but I got addicted to it. I got hooked. And LinkedIn, yeah, it didn't really turn me on at all. And Larry, he uses it, but he's not hooked on it. Like I don't think you're on LinkedIn every day even. But anyway, the point that I was making is that Facebook has been such a disruptive website. Like this is how this disruptive technology affects our lives. So like just over a year ago, before we were on Facebook, a really, really good friend of ours, like a really close friend, had his 50th birthday. And Larry and I didn't get invited, and we were like really upset about it because we didn't get invited to this big 50th birthday party. It was like a really close friend, and it was a surprise party. So our friend was like, well, I didn't know I would have invited you. And then when we talked to the people that actually hosted the party, they explained that, well, we put it on Facebook. And so we thought that, you know, everybody that we knew that was on Facebook would let the people that weren't on Facebook know about it. And if one of us still lived in the city, we likely would have heard about it. But because we both moved out to rural Alberta, I always was in rural Alberta, but since now we're both in rural Alberta, we never got word about it, and so we missed out on the festivities. And had we been on Facebook at the time, we would have made it there. Surely I would have saw it on Facebook because I'm always on here checking out what all my awesome peeps are doing. And so yeah, we wouldn't have known about it. And then just yesterday, I believe it was, Larry got a message on Facebook about a friend's birthday party that's happening this weekend. And I pretty much guarantee you that nobody's going to be putting out a call about that birthday party. And if we were not on Facebook right now, we would not know about the birthday party coming up this weekend because it was a message sent on Facebook. And I pretty much guarantee you if we weren't on Facebook, nobody would put out a call to us because it's just the way things are done now. You have anybody who's on Facebook and has their network of friends there with them, you have to be really, really close to somebody, like almost speaking on a daily basis, to put out a phone call and say, oh, this is what's going on, you need to be there. If you're not somebody that the person talks to on like almost daily basis, you're probably, when it comes time to invite people to the parties, they just go through the friend list on Facebook, send the invite out to everybody in their network on Facebook, and pretty much make the assumption that if you're not on there, that somebody in the circle of friends will let you know about it. And like I said, unless it's a really close friend, if it's a really close friend, you might pick up the phone and say, hey, you need to be here. But if it's someone that, you know, your friends, your acquaintances, and you would want the person at the party, but they're not on Facebook, they're not involved in the mass invite, you're not going to make it. Because you're not going to know about it. So yeah, it's become this crazy tool for, like, because we're musicians, I see all the time people promoting their their gigs, and they can set it up as an event so they can have people commit to coming, and then they get an idea of how many people are going to be there, and if they want to, they can do extra promotion for an event that they're having, and it's just it's become like a really, really integral part of people's lives. Like these super women ladies, some of them are really, really involved in the Facebook, and they have it on their phone, so they're always connected, always connected. I'm only on the laptop, so when I go to the barn, when I leave, I disconnect from it. But some people are like they're like crack addicts with it. You know, they get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and checking their status when their phone goes beep beep beside, like in the room. They have to get out of bed and go look at who said what about. Yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't gone there, but I do so enjoy it because it really is a fascinating and entertaining platform. There's so many different people in the world with so many different perspectives and different things to share, and it's like we're all kind of in this internet soup, and there's all this information floating around, and yeah, when there's something really cool, the word can spread really, really fast. So coming back to disruptive technology, I think not only is social media an amazing disruptive technology that's totally, completely changed the way things are done, like my example of the birthday invitations, but it not only has changed the way we communicate, connect, and the way things that are done in our communities, it is an amazing tool for other disruptive technologies to be able to spread the word about this, the solutions that they're coming up with for the problems that are out there. Like for us, trying to solve the problem of high utility costs, of that darn utility bill. Like, you know, we all love having our utilities. However, nobody's a big fan of that bill, and some of us, myself included, really have almost like it's like this. There's this like integrity issue where it's like I know that when I turn on those lights and with that refrigerator plugged in, and it's like I'm so used to having these conveniences that I almost feel like I need them. I don't need them, but I want them, and I'm so used to having them and almost taking it for granted. But I do realize on the other end of my refrigerator is a coal plant that is literally dumping toxins into the air, like every second of every day, of every hour, of every minute, and it's kind of like heartbreaking, and it's like it's the way things are done. And you can sit back and say, well, this is just how it is, and when we run out of coal, then we'll clean up our mess, and that's not good enough for me. So I'm like, always, ever since I was a little kid, been thinking about pollution and the environment, and because I'm such an animal lover, I always am worried about the heartbreaking things that happen to animals because of humans' needs and desires for energy. Like there's a documentary called Petropolis that shows the tar sands, oil sands here in Alberta, and it's heartbreaking to watch that because it's literally strip mining. And when you see how they've just raped and pillaged the land, and although Mother Nature can rejuvenate itself and rebuild itself, when I think of all those poor little bunny rabbits and birds and all those animals that was their home, and these big machines have just come and just stripped it away to get at this resource so that I can be on this hangout with you and have the plastic shell of my computer and have my plug into the wall and be powered to be able to do this. That's what goes on. And so it's as much as I love being able to do all that stuff, there's this like, it just doesn't sit right with me knowing what's on the other end. And if I was the type of person who, you know, watched a lot of TV and stuff like that, I could totally, and I have in the past been able to kind of suppress that knowledge of where the energy is coming from. Like where you live, maybe there's a big, like in Arizona, there's an awesome solar power plant that's providing a huge amount of electricity. But where I live, no, there's a whole bunch of pollution that's attached to the electricity that we use every day. And so, like I said, it's just, I'm not able to just sit back and say, let somebody else figure it out. Because to me, there's simple solutions out there, and I know that we're not the only ones working on it, and I know that through this awesome social media platform of Google Hangouts, we're going to be able to connect with more people that are not willing to sit back and watch the environment be disrupted. We want to disrupt the disruptors with technology that is clean and green, that doesn't have to displace any animals or plants, that doesn't have to release any toxins into the environment when it's used. And I think it's possible. It's totally, and to me, the problem that exists that hurts my heart about what goes on with oil and gas and coal and mining, that problem, to me, it's not a problem. To me, it's an opportunity. There's a huge opportunity for companies like ours, for disruptive technology everywhere, to find a better way, to find a way where we don't have to burn anything and have carbon monoxide and other toxins going into our atmosphere, where we don't have to mine and strip away the land and destroy the homes of plants and animals. And yeah, I just see endless possibilities, and I think that using social media to get these disruptive technologies to the marketplace as fast as possible is super important to be able to solve the problem. And so, yeah, it's just, and like I say, I don't look at it as a problem, I look at it as an opportunity for solutions. And when, and that's what business is all about, really. Like, and every disruptive technology is, there's a selfish element behind it, because anybody developing a destructive technology of any kind is trying to solve a problem. And you know instinctively before you even start, when you have that idea that this idea can solve a problem, when you know that, you know that you're going to make money, because yeah, people buy solutions. That's what people want to buy. That's pretty much the only thing that we will spend money on, is solutions. The reason I will pay my utility bill every month is because it solves my problem of getting my message out to the world by being able to plug in my computer and log on to a website and have a Google Hangout, and to be able to have internet service from towers that are powered by electricity. Yeah, so that has solved my problem. And it's like the better mousetrap. If you can solve my problem of needing power for my computer and an internet signal that is broadcast using electricity, you can solve that problem without creating the other problem of pollution, then yeah, you're going to take that idea all the way to the bank, because people will pay for that. People will pay more for energy if it's clean. And I think with what we're doing, we found a way to give people clean energy that actually will cost you less. That's been our mission all along, And I think social media is going to play a huge role in getting the word out and finding other people with the same mission and helping each other develop and grow and get our better solutions to the marketplace in a much faster and more efficient way than has ever been possible before in the history of the world. So I've been going on for like an hour. Larry, did you have any comments about how how you see social media and its role? What role you think it's going to play in just in, I guess, bringing our product to the marketplace? Do you see the role that it can play?
I guess if you really learn how to use it, I think it has potential to spread the news about different things. As I say, to make things go viral is really an important thing for getting the news out. Like I was just thinking today, we've been working on what we've been working on for 6 years. We're so close to bring it to market, and nobody knows who we are, except for the people that we met at a couple of trade shows, or at the trade shows we've attended. There's been more than 2, but we went to 2 really big ones. So there's a lot of people in the industry that know who we are, but there's a lot of general public people that have no idea what we're doing or what we've been working on for 6 years. So I think the social media might be able to help us with that. I'm not sure how it works exactly in that regard. It would really be nice to figure that out. And it might be a matter of a combination of things. You know, it's all. Sometimes you have to use sources of government to make contacts with people, and then you can carry it over from there. So, but in business, the way the LinkedIn works, you know, like I said, that's really a great connector, and having people as part of your LinkedIn troop, to me is pretty powerful. Like, I really like the people that I've gotten connected with, and I had no idea I'd connect with these people, but I'm really happy I've got them there, so that I can contact them and say, hey, what do you think about coming on the Google Hangout and offering us some advice, because we're talking about disruptive technologies, about what are we talking about tomorrow, about driverless vehicles. So, you know, contacting somebody who's already in the game there, I think, is what we're going to probably start doing with this Hangout. Is that at the end of, I think it'd be a great idea at the end of the Hangout to say, you know, this is what's coming up on the next Hangout. If you're interested, why don't you join, especially if you know something about it. And so these driverless vehicles, I think we mentioned it when we were talking about electric vehicles. You know, it's really new. Google, of course, is latched onto it and is going to bring it to market more than likely. And yeah, you'll be able to get pissed out of your mind, hop in a car, and not have to get worried about getting pulled over by the cops or whatever. You can do whatever you want. It's going to be like a computer limo driver. I don't know what these cars look like, but I imagine probably pretty efficient. But that's just one of these things, right?
Well, we'll have to look for one of the cars and try and do a screen share and show people what they look like. I don't know what they look like either, but anyway, that will be tomorrow. We will be talking about Google's investment in technology of GPS-driven cars, I guess is what it is, right? Anyway, computer driving your car, pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what it is, a computer.
And of course, Larry goes right to the avoid DUI scenario, but I've got a huge vision for where the technology can go, and I'm super excited about sharing it with you all tomorrow. So until then, I guess we'll say goodnight. And
I just think it's going to be really exciting because a parent will be able to get into one of these cars and tell it where to go. And so we're going to see parrots on the roads in cars. Yeah, parrots.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Way to keep it light, Larry. I go all heavy and he lightens it up for us. So we complement each other in that regard. And yeah, obviously, I am boning up on the whole marketing and using social media as a promotion vehicle. And Larry is busy knowing technical details about plastic, which I know nothing about. So we complement each other, I think, pretty good on these hangouts and in business. And hopefully we'll attract some more people that complement our skills and maybe have their own disruptive technology or are expert on some of the topics that we're exploring. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and looking forward to tomorrow night's hangout. And we'll have to do a little bit more research so that we can share with everybody some details about the future of automotives. I wonder if these driverless cars might fly. Been waiting for the Jetson flying car for a while. That'll be some super disruptive technology when we get a hold of that. So until tomorrow, if I don't see you in the future, I will see you in the pasture. That's where I'll be at 6 a.m. So I got to get to bed. And I just want everybody out there to know that I am a firm believer that you can be, do, and have anything you want in this world, or we can have everything. And I'm choosing everything, and I hope that you will too. So until tomorrow, go check out our project and our website at www.kingsss.ca and make it a great night. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye, Larry. Good night.
Bye-bye.